the ability to find you the best price available to suit your insurance needs. At Parker Insurance and Realty, we can help you package your insurance or find the specialty insurance required to get you covered. We are your source for any real estate needs, whether buying or selling. We can help you. Give us a call today so we can discuss your insurance or real estate needs. Parker Insurance and Realty, 265 South Macon Street, 427-9345. That's 427-9345.
Are you thinking of selling your home or business? Hi, I'm Gloria, and as a realtor, I know that getting rid of the clutter in your home is one of the best ways to help sell your house quickly. At Jessa Premium Storage, our family-owned company provides a convenient and secure building for all of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessa Premium Storage.
We're cool, clean, and secure.
It is 8 o'clock. You're listening to 105.5 FM, WIFO FM in Jessup. Good morning, Butch Everett here with you. It is 8 o'clock on this Thursday morning, 4th day of February. 100% chance of rain. No one had to tell you that, did they? 100% chance of rain today with a high today about where we are right now. Not going to get much warmer than we are right now, right in the mid-50s. We have 55 high today, around 56. So we're pretty much at the warmest temperature of the day. As the temperature will cool today as this cold front continues to move through and move out. 100% chance of showers today, 60% tonight, and then tomorrow sunny with a high near 57. The Altamaha river level is 11.2 feet and rising. Currently 55 degrees here in southeast Georgia. It is now time for the world famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Jessa Premium Storage, out here on the Waycross Highway, by Parker Insurance and Realty on Macon Street in downtown Jessup, and also brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Well, Bob, we've got a couple of special guests in here with us this morning.
Got some, how do you say, Kiwanis? Is that right?
Yeah, Kiwanis. That's right. Kiwanis in here this morning.
John Swingle in to tell us about it, and also a special guest with him. So,
go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm here today with Kathy Harold, who is the president of Kiwanis this year, and we want to talk about a couple of different things. So we want to tell you a little bit about Kiwanis and what it is, and we also want to talk about the fact that we are having a pancake supper tonight at Cracker Williams. We will be serving pancakes, $6 meal, sausage and pancakes, milk, coffee, whatever, and we start at 5 o'clock serving, and we'll serve right on up to 7 o'clock. Now, many tickets have been pre-sold or bought by our members and given away to family or organizations, but we do sell at the gate. If you show up at the front door and you have $6, we'll give you one heck of a good pancake meal.
Okay, and you can either eat in or take out, right?
You are absolutely right. Take in, eat out, and it's about 50-50. Some of the people come and bring their families and sit around and have a good time, and some just take them home, and it's the way it works.
Okay. And so you get all those pancakes, and y'all got all the trimmings there with the syrup and all that kind of good. And you do have cane syrup there too, don't you?
That's a good question. I know we have in the past. I can't guarantee today. The two really pushes behind the pancake supper and making it successful has been Warren Whidden and Larry Shaw. Larry is not a Kiwanian, but we could not survive without his help when it comes to cooking the sausages. And the sausage is very, very good.
They are good.
I tend to concentrate sneaking back in the kitchen and eating sausage and staying away from the pancakes a little bit, but I love the sausage.
Yeah, the sausage is great. I've had the pancake supper there many times at the Kiwanis y'all do there at the Cracker Williams Recreation Center. And it's tonight, so it's a great way of no one having to cook. Just go and pay $6 for a great pancake supper with sausage, the pancakes, and the beverage.
That's absolutely right. And what we want to talk about a little bit, what do? We raise money.
As the Kiwanis.
We as Kiwanis. We are trying to sell pancakes, and we do other projects throughout the year, but we're trying to raise $10,000 to $12,000 that goes into what we call our benevolent fund. And Kathy can tell you a little bit what we do locally with some of that money. Most of the money stays local. A little bit of it goes out of the county, but the vast majority of it goes to children and other activities in Wayne County.
Major fundraising for our fund is our scholarships. We provide 3 scholarships every year. to Wayne County high school students, and so we want to raise money for that. Another project that we have that we're sort of proud of started when Dr. Eddie Thomas was our president back in 2008, and he wanted to start a literacy reading program, and so we go into every preschool classroom and every Head Start classroom in Wayne County and read, send Kiwanis in, they read a big book to the children and leave that book for the classroom. And then we give every child their own book, and their book has a sticker on the back with their name on it, and they can take it home. And so we try to raise money for that too. A big project internationally for Kiwanis is the Eliminate Project. Maybe you've seen some of the lifesaver rolls around town that says save a life, buy a roll of lifesavers for $2. And that's pretty expensive for a roll of lifesavers, but that money is actually going to our Eliminate Project, and that's a project that Kiwanis has with UNICEF. And the whole point of that is to eliminate maternal
neonatal
tetanus.
tetanus.
Yes.
Hard to
And
say.
so they're trying to raise.
That's one of them long words, huh?
I know, and they've eliminated it in like 38 countries, and now we're trying to just eliminate it worldwide. And so we encourage you, if you see those lifesavers around town, to contribute to that and contribute to saving the life of a child worldwide.
Okay. So the Kiwanis does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, this is not an issue. Neonatal tetanus is not an issue here in America, and it's not an issue in Europe where they have fairly good cleanly situations. But in some of the third world countries, the cleanliness is not there, and basically the baby is born and they die within about 30 days, and sometimes the mothers pass on too and for 60 cents, someone can get a tetanus shot that eliminates that in their lifetime. And so they're trying to eliminate that neonatal tetanus in the world. That's our goal.
Okay. All right. So the Kiwanis, y'all meet on Fridays, right?
Yeah. Let me tell you a little bit about it, what Kiwanis is all about. And we encourage anybody out there that thinks they would like to get a little bit more involvement in their life, have a little more fun, get involved with the youth of Wayne County. We meet on Friday at Civils. People start showing up about 11:30. The official meeting starts at 12:15. So between 11:30 and 12:15, there's just a lot of talking, eating, and just having fun going on. Some of the business guys can't get there till noon. Some of us old retired folks, we tend to get there at 11:30 and just chit chat with the boys and the girls and have fun. We have a speaker every week. We have an official meeting from 12:15 to approximately 12:30 where we take care of a little local Kiwanis business. And every week we have a speaker, and most of the time the speakers are very, very good, and they bring us information. We'll have politicians come in or government leaders and talk about what's going on in the community. We had Dr. Lance Hendricks last week who came in and shared a lot of statistics with us about the health in South Georgia. This week, today or tomorrow, we're going to have a humorous program. One of our members is going to bring a little humor to the club. But we have a lot of fun, and I would say it's 80% fun, 20% work. We have to raise a little bit of money, and so it's not just coming and eating, but we come and eat and have fun about 80% of the time, and then about 3-4 days a year we got to get out and do some work. And we try to, because that money goes for Boys and Girls, Fairhaven, Partners in Education, Good Samaritan, to Tabitha Place, so the money is spread around Wayne County.
Yeah, Kiwanis does a lot of good for Wayne County, raising funds and giving to much needed organizations and charities.
Yeah,
We've been around a while.
Yeah, you have.
I think we're the oldest club probably in Jessup, in Wayne County. I know this is our 90th year.
That's right.
90th year.
90th year. So we were only 10 years behind when Kiwanis International started. And I got to go to Indianapolis last year to the International Convention where we celebrated the 100th birthday of Kiwanis in the United States. And it was founded in Detroit on January 21st, 1915. And so Kiwanis is not a fly-by-night organization. It's been here and it's solid, and we want it to be here another 100 years in the country and in the United States. This year, the International Convention will be in Toronto because a year later in 1916 was when Canada was brought in. And so that's when we sort of reached out internationally into Canada. So the convention in June will be in Toronto. I'm not sure if I'm going to that one yet, but I'm thinking it'd be a good trip.
I can't plan that far ahead, but it would be an interesting place to go.
Yes, it would be.
You know, I'd like to just talk a little bit about, you know, Kiwanis and Jessa started in 1926. I think the first meeting was February 1926. It was mostly business leaders at that time, and they would get together and kind of talk about business, chit-chat among themselves about what was going on in Wayne County. And about 5 years later, they started turning towards service for others, and that's what Kiwanis has been about ever since. And our first meeting was in the Ingleside Hotel. Now, where is the Ingleside Hotel? It's right above Cafe Euro.
Yeah.
That building right there on the corner was the Ingleside Hotel, and I have a hunch it was a pretty brand new building, about 1926.
Yeah, you can look at that building and tell it was a hotel at one time.
Yeah, probably the Cat's Meow at the time, and that's where Kiwanis got its start. And like I say, 90 years ago. The other thing I just want to mention, we have a few people in our club. Ward Riggins Jr., his father was a originating member. He was an original member. We have 3 people that have 60 years or more of Kiwanis service, and they are Bill Miller, Dr. Larry Bennett, and Ward Riggins. All of them have 60 years of service. Jim Bland, he has 40 years of service. I myself have about 30 here in Jessa, Georgia, and 5 years out in the Pacific Northwest. But so we have several people that have been around and serving this community for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And we need some new folks.
That's right. Got to have new folks coming in. And so Kiwanis reaching out to new folks out there. So if you'd like to know more about the Kiwanis, you could just show up one day to a meeting, right?
Yes, you can. You can just show up. We'll try to make you feel welcome. I think we can do that. If my name is in the phone book, got a home phone number, it's in the book. If you want to call John Swingle and ask me some questions about what it takes to become a Kiwanian, what it really takes is you want to be one. And if you want to come and enjoy on Friday at noon and have a good time, listen to some good speakers, and occasionally get out and do a little bit of work and a little bit of fundraising, we would love to have you.
Okay. So just call John Swingle. He's in the book. Well, you don't hear that much anymore, do you?
Well, you don't. I looked at the phone book the other day, and I was looking for the white pages. Couldn't hardly find them.
No,
there were nothing there but yellow pages and a couple pages of white pages.
Yeah, everybody's got them cell phones today, not much home phones anymore.
All right, can I do one more
You
thing?
can talk it. We got all the way to the bottom of the hour, so you
All
got
right.
plenty of time. You can
No,
go ahead.
I just want to say that it was in 1987 that Kiwanis decided to vote women in.
87. Okay.
1987, Kiwanis International. Not sure exactly when our club here brought women in, but I know it was pretty soon after that.
It was
But
pretty early on, I could assure you.
yeah, another thing that was exciting in Indianapolis was I got to see Sue Peterson, who is the president of Kiwanis International, installed as the first woman president of a international service organization. So Kiwanis is out front with that too. So ladies, come on and join us. You're welcome, and we'd love to have you.
Some of our hardest, I'll say this from a man's perspective, it's kind of like church in a way, and some of our hardest workers over the years have been the women. That Beth Holland, I think of Mary Jo Necadin, Laura News, they were some of the earlier ones in the club. Linda Reinhardt, or Linda Williamson now, Vi Bennett, Francis.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it just goes. The 3 Bennett sisters are all members of the club. So anyway, we do welcome women and anybody else.
Okay. All right, Kiwanis pancake supper tonight. Everyone's invited to stop by. You can either eat in Cracker Williams building there, or you can take it with you. You get pancakes and sausage and your beverage for $6. A big fundraiser for Kiwanis.
Let me ask you guys a question. How long have you been doing this? I know when I ran for school board in 2000, I came on the show. So you've got to be close to 20 years?
Yeah, well, see, we're about 20 years now.
I was thinking about that this morning.
Yeah.
Here it is, 2016, and I say, man, those boys have been going a long time.
Yeah, we've done a lot of shows through the years. It's kind of unique in radio. You really don't see any radio stations do a program like the Butch and Bob Show. I don't know of any, to tell you. I mean, there may be some somewhere, somehow, someplace, but it's a very unique program to WIFO, the Butch and Bob Show, and we just see it as a service to, because, you know, we've got so many different people from different walks of life and different events and charities and political government, everything on the show. Just a big array of guests.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed it, and I want to thank you too for putting it on, because I know it's not always easy, but it is a service to the community, and it's really fun. Most of the time, it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, and tomorrow we got Delvis on tomorrow, right, Bob?
Delvis Dutton's coming in.
Yeah, Delvis Dutton, who's going to be running for his old position again in the state legislature.
How about the guy that replaced him? Is he going to be running too, or do you know?
I don't know.
He's running again.
Yeah, so you'll have two.
So they'll have they'll have a horse race.
Race up. Yeah, have a horse race. It looks like so. So it's going to be interesting to have Delvis on tomorrow and get his thoughts and feelings. But the Kiwanis folks, a very good civic club here in town. Check them out if you have like to be part of a good organization and serve the citizens of the area in a small way or a big way, any way that you want to do it. Just give John Swingle a call, or just show up at Sybil's Restaurant at noon on Fridays, and just show up and say, hey, I'm going to see what y'all all about.
Great. Thank you for having us.
How do you top the show that Dr. Lanier Harold did at Kiwanis several weeks ago?
I don't know if you could top that show.
I don't know that you can.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad someone called me to tell me to come to that, because that was 30 minutes of total enjoyment.
What he did.
But he did a show. He did a program for us earlier. I guess when we were celebrating like the 75 or whatever. But I think we need to have him do it again for the 90th, when he went back and talked about back in the day. Right, at Kiwanis, and some of the stories of those guys when they were young Kiwanians, and there were some stories. There were some stories.
He's a great storyteller.
He's a great storyteller.
That story he told was just very fun to
And I
listen
can
to.
assure you, Dr. Lanier will be there every Friday. He's there at 11:30. When I walk in the door with Dr. Bennett at 11:30, Lanier is already there, and usually with Jim Bland and Bill Miller and Richard Galani, and they're starting their chit chat for the day, I could assure you.
We had Jim Bland on the world famous Butch and Bob Show. I can't remember how many years ago it was, and I can't remember what it was about. But he was on here talking, and then he started talking about the old stories of Jessa and Wayne County way back before radio, back, long time ago, and how folks used to come in the community on Saturdays and meet behind where the new construction's going on downtown, and that big area back there, and tell stories and come in the horses and stuff like that. And of course, cars also, but a lot of horses back then. And just how downtown Jessa was back in the 30s and 40s.
Well, he was kicking all the way back into when he was in like third grade. Jim was talking about the neighbors, and Larry Bennett was in that age group, and Wayne Smith is in that age group, and they were all growing up together in Jessup, and it's very interesting to listen to those stories from yesteryear.
And I think it is important that we listen, and you just trigger my memory on something else. We want to give a shout out to our Key Club. We do have a Key Club at Wayne County High School. They're revamping themselves, but they've been such a help to us, and those Key Clubbers will be out there helping us tonight. But I had a great time with two of them going down to Camden County to our division rally the other night.
Cool.
And they were such great kids, and both of them said how much they appreciated being there with the old folks, and those folks listening. Calista Moore and Andrew McGraw went with us, and Erica Smith is the advisor out there. But that the older folks asked them about themselves and listened to them and wanted to talk to them. So I think it's so important that we reach out to young people. And that's what Kiwanis is trying to do. And so we want you to join us.
Okay, sounds good. Good on the pancake supper.
And with respect to the pancake supper, I'm not sure we could survive without about the Key Club coming in and help us. They usually help do a little cooking. They help serve, put it together, and they interface with the customers coming in and provide the meals. They really are a tremendous help.
Hard-working group.
All right. We'll see y'all tonight then. Okay.
Good deal.
All right, we'll be back more of the world famous Butch and Bob Show in a minute.
Did you know that 1 in 3 women will be raped or beaten in her lifetime, and that 9 out of 10 children who are exposed to physical, intimate partner violence in their lifetimes are eyewitnesses? We as a community need to join together to demonstrate its support to end domestic violence and protect our children. Hi, I'm Sherry Ann Gibbs, current board member for Fairhaven Battered Women's Shelter. I'm asking you to join me on February 5th, 2016 at 7:30 p.m. at Coastal Pines Technical College for our Starry Night by bringing the star in your life for a formal, family-focused evening of entertainment featuring Wayne County's own stars, Crystal Hopkins, Miss Georgia Adeline Kennerly, and several others. Tickets may be purchased for $25 each or $100 for a family of 5 at Fairhaven Market or by calling 588-1998. Again, the number is 588-1998. All proceeds will benefit Fairhaven. Fairhaven's Starry Night, February 5th, 7:30 p.m. at Coastal Pines Technical College. Come make this a memorable night for you and the star in your life.
105.5 FM at Jessa, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. And, it's interesting as the week goes along for the Super Bowl week, Bob. You start off with all the spectacle, but as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, I think the teams are now more concentrating on practicing and getting prepared for the game, aren't they?
Yeah, it'll be here before you know it. I said it should be a good matchup. I think Dan Patrick said it best. You can play any scenario you want. Is it going to be a close game? It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be, Broncos defense. It's just going to be fun to watch the matchup. Both defenses are very good, so but we'll see how it all plays out. Peyton seems very focused, very determined. Interesting story yesterday though. He's hedging. He met with Belichick at the 50-yard line after the championship game and said it's probably his last rodeo, but he's backed off on that all this week. And now a report came out yesterday that supposedly he's headed to Los Angeles and will play again next year. So we'll see if that turns out to be
the Rams one, right?
That's what the word is.
That's the word is.
With the new stadium, they want to splash, need a big player. So, but the last couple of games watching Peyton, he just doesn't look. He's had 4 neck surgeries, the foot injury, missed 6 games this year. I can't. If he wins this game somehow, some way, I cannot see him coming back for another season. I would be shocked if he comes back.
No reason to. Him and Brady's only like a year and a half apart in age, with Peyton being a year and a half older. But he looks so much older than Brady does. It just, you can tell it's all these surgeries and things that he's gone through. The pain has really aged him more than Brady's has gone through the years.
They take a beating, that's for sure.
Yes, they do. And it's enjoyable, folks. We do have our sister station, our AM station, WLOP, 1370 AM, The Buzz, Fox Sports Radio, 1370 your AM dial, and it's all sports talk all the time. Starting at 9 o'clock from 9 to 12, Dan Patrick set up there in San Francisco. We'll have guests on all the time, all 3 hours, and talk about the Super Bowl and other events. And then 12 to 3, noon to 3, Jim Rohn is set up there in Radio Row there in San Francisco, and he has guests on there talking about the Super Bowl. Then Rich Eisen from 3 to 5, so you can tune into AM 1370 and get all the inside scoop. I love hearing the interviews with the former players and current players when they talk about the Super Bowl, especially the ones who have gone through that experience before. It's just interesting to hear all that. So, folks, if you're into the Super Bowl, into sports, AM 1370 your AM dial, WLOP, The Buzz. And we will have the Super Bowl for you. Now, coverage will begin at 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. We've got a lot of Westwood One is, Brewer Sosson will be the color analysis and analyst, and we'll have all kinds of interviews and features between 2 and 6:30, and then the game starting around 6:30 in the post-game show. And they'll be right at, there's a ton of folks that listen to it already for one reason or another. They're either going from one event to another event, or they're out and about doing stuff, or they're working somewhere doing something. A lot of folks expect about 30 million people to listen to it on radio throughout the country. And so we'll have it for you right here on 105.5 FM. So if you can't get to the video, you can listen to the audio. Right here on 105.5 FM. Super Bowl this Sunday. All right, Bob, anything going on in your mind this morning that you want to talk about? Anybody got any questions or comments for us here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show? You can text us at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. You can text us with your questions or comments. Well, it just seems like from the city council and from the county council and everybody around, we've not talked to one person yet, Bob, that's in favor of coal ash continuing to be dumped here in Wayne County.
No, it seems like a unified anti.
We don't want your ash. Get your ash out of here.
But the key,
I said ASH, folks.
but the key is, what would affect, the Corps of Engineers is adamant they don't care about what's going in the rail yard, what's going in the landfill. All they care about is it's going to affect the wetlands. So that's the issue that has to be addressed, and that's what you have to hang your hat on. I hope you can aim to stop it. That's the issue you have to try to stop it with. So it's just amazing how much has already been brought into the landfill.
I know, just brought in. We didn't even know that stuff was being brought in.
Man, just.
But that's just a thimbleful compared to what they want to do when they get this rail yard in there. It's just a thimbleful compared to what it's going to be. It's interesting to see the acquisition of land the Republic has done over the years out there to expand Broadhurst Environmental out there to get ready to bring in a lot more stuff, including the coal ash through the years.
800,000 tons already been brought in between 2006 and 2014. So who's to say that's already not affected the wetlands and the water?
It's amazing. You have no idea.
How do you know what's being brought into the landfill? Do we know what's been brought into the landfill other than that?
No,
toxic waste? We don't. We don't know anything.
That's the thing about it is, it's a private company. I don't know what kind of controls. They have to meet EPA and EPD regulations. They have to do that. We all know that. And especially in the last 7 years, that has been very tight with them, with just about everything in the world. We just remember, folks, we said text it in. We can't take the calls because we're talking. Text it in. It pops up here on the screen at 912-427-3711. We can't take calls because we're talking on the air, but we can read the text. If you want to text us questions or comments at 912-427-3711. But make sure you pull over if you're driving.
It's just interesting to go back and look at the history of the landfill and listen to the stories, because like I said, when it was first brought to Wayne County, the reason was because the other landfill was at full capacity.
Right.
It had to go somewhere, and we struck a deal that we'd be the host place for the landfill, and the original agreement was 13 surrounding counties would bring their garbage to the landfill and
Right.
we'd get a discount rate. That's what the original proposal was.
Make some money, save some money.
Way back when, but eventually it's changed.
It has.
It's just all evolved.
It's expanded. It's evolved.
It's gone from one company to another. At the old days, it was Addington, and it's gone. Now it's, I think this is
The
like
third
the
company, I think,
third
isn't it?
company,
Yeah.
Republic. So the fact that they own the landfill, Wayne County doesn't own the landfill. It's a public business, private business. They can do what they want to do. I mean, it's amazing to go back and look at the history and try to find out how it evolved to where it is today and why it's. But I still stick to my point that there's no telling what's going in that landfill. If anybody can tell you from Wayne County exactly what's going in.
Does the Solid Waste Authority here in Wayne County have any input on that out there? Do they meet with the folks out there and say what's going on and what's going on with the landfills that's being dumped here in our county?
They just met this past week with Solid Waste had that meeting. That's when they found out that 800,000 tons has already been dumped in the landfill. So
I guess it's things you just don't think about until a crisis or a situation arises, and then people start looking, why did we do this and why did we do that? And that happens all the time, whether it's in private business, public business, government, anything.
I think we got Johnny Isaacson scheduled next week. It'll be fun to talk to him because that's one person they appeal to get the Corps of Engineers' attention. So
yeah, we need the senator on our side.
They want the public meeting, so the public meeting is going to be set up. The word I gave us sometime March. I think the 3 days they gave were 15th, 16th, and 17th. One day is one of those is St. Patrick's Day. I don't think they're coming that day, but as soon as we get the time and date of that public meeting, we'll pass that information along. But it is scheduled for March, so it's not going to take place here during the month of February. It's going to take place sometime in March.
Okay. Bob, I've come up with a solution for the Monday after Super Bowl. Okay, everybody like to have Monday after Super Bowl because you're up late and all that kind of stuff. Well, the thing about it is the following Monday, the 15th, is a holiday. That's President's Day. So we can either do one or two things. We can either have the Congress move President's Day up a week. So what does it matter? Because it's just, between Lincoln and Washington, so it doesn't really matter the day because it's not on either one of those birthdays. So you can move President's Day up a week. Just move it up a week. What's the big deal? It's the same month. Okay? Or the NFL can extend the season somehow one more week and we can still have Super Bowl, it would be on the 14th instead of the 7th, and we could all have that Monday off. So this is Butch Hubbard's solution to Monday off after Super Bowl. Get Congress to move President's Day up. Just up 1 week. Just 1 week. That's all you got to do. No big deal. It's still there in the month of February, still when Lincoln and Washington's birthday is. Or get the NFL to extend the season 1 more week. Either one. Bob, I've come up with a solution. Write your congressman, write your senator, and let's get this taken care of, okay? So we can have Monday after Super Bowl off.
Sounds good to me.
All right? Only 1 week away, 7 days away from having that Monday off after Super Bowl. Let's see here. Yeah, someone just said they keep just buying more land to expand it even more. Yeah, that's true. When you take a look at what the Republicans done in the last 10 years, they've really, or 8 years or 7, somewhere along there, they've really expanded the landfill out there. They purchased more land and more land and more land, and they just see a big investment here in Wayne County, and they want to get a return on investment, I guess. But we don't want the coal ash.
They're making millions, people. Millions.
Millions of dollars. But it's going to be interesting. Public meeting coming up. There's going to be all kinds of still talk about this and see what the county can do, because they do have some control over what happens on wetlands here in Wayne County. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I know this is a big concern for every citizen here in Wayne County. As we've said, we have not run into one person yet, not a one, who says they're in favor of this coal ash coming to Wayne County or this train or railway being built out there. So just megatons of trash can be brought into Wayne County along with the coal ash. All right, Bob, any other questions, comments, or anything here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show?
Just interested in National Sign Day. Amazing how big that's become nationwide.
Yeah. How'd Georgia do?
Georgia did well.
Georgia did well? Okay.
Georgia Southern did well.
Good.
I heard much about Tech, but everybody says they did well. You don't know until.
You don't know. Yeah.
I guess you just don't know until they step on the field how they're going to do. So
I've seen a lot of 5-star guys or 4-star guys come in and do nothing. They were good in high school, but in college, they didn't. But we'll see. We'll see in the next year, 2, 3. All right, Bob, have a good day. All right, the world famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by